Folks, I believe it was 77 years ago, a terrifying premonition was declared to us by a visionary, no less, regarding Paimon. Forgive me for paraphrasing, but I believe the warning was something along the lines of, quote, this, of course, was said by the infamous Lady Barbeloth, and it was her reaction to trying to peer into Paimon's future.
Sorry! Paimon's just curious how accurate it is.
Very well, then. I'll show you what my wisdom can do. Come forth, Silver Sprite. Let me see what fate has in store for you.
Ooh!
You truly wish to know your own fate?
Come on! Enough with the suspense already! Is it good or bad?
Oh.
Now, we still don't know what this reaction's supposed to mean. Maybe she couldn't read her future, or maybe it was something so bad, so terrible, so nasty. She was shocked into having a stroke. The latter option looking a hell of a lot more promising following the Snezhnaya preview teaser, which showed us something's wrong with Paimon.
Paimon.
Hunched over and sitting in a chair, she looks unwell despite attempting to play it off with a smile. We hear her breathe like a diabetic before the shot seemingly switches to a POV shot of her and she falls unconscious. Now, aside from this being the first time we've ever seen Paimon sitting down, this is also the first time we've actually ever seen Paimon, sort of just be unwell in general. Prior to this, she's shown impressive resilience to the world of Teyvat, even in the most malignant of locations, like when we entered the forbidden knowledge-ridden mind of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, where somehow the Traveler was feeling a little off, but Paimon was perfectly fine.
We'll be arriving at our destination soon. How are you feeling? Are your minds still intact? Huh? But everything's been completely normal for Paimon.
Now, while there are probably other examples like this of Paimon resisting effects that, she probably shouldn't be resisting, this does not mean she's completely immune to any and all things, as, let's not forget, the old dottore zap anyone that's not a god to sleep device he stole from researchers, which managed to stop the Traveler better than when he had Trilune authority. Let's not forget, this thing also put down Paimon and put her right to bed. And also, most importantly, Paimon is still affected by changes in Irminsul, or, well, I guess Aru now, so while she's not this, perfect being akin to the Traveler, in which nothing really affects them, better than most, Paimon is shown to be able to resist effects second only to, well, a Descender, which, this is not normal, so to see her in, now, such a rough spot is telling about the situation in Snezhnaya, and really makes you wonder, what the hell are they doing up there? Now, my initial thought, and, well, my only thought, is maybe Snezhnaya has some anti-celestial warding device, or more generally a device targeting the constitution of celestial beings and or gods. We don't actually know what race the Tsaritsa belongs to, but given the elf ears, it's probably Fae, even though she's treated the Fae terribly in the past. But odds are she isn't a god, or at least belongs to the race of the gods. So it could be the whole damn nation isn't welcome to gods at all, and at the start of this whole plan, the whole gnosis-grabbing part of the plan anyway, she threw up some bullshit around the city to prevent disgruntled gods or archons from going to retrieve their gnosis. Now, given Paimon isn't a god, as shown by the old dottore zap anyone that's not a god to sleep device he stole from researchers, which managed to stop the Traveler better than when he had Trilune authority, this is why I said earlier, anti-celestial warding device. Gotta cover all the bases, folks. This is how you never be wrong. Even more than disgruntled archons looking to retrieve their gnosis, the Tsaritsa, and by that virtue the nation, must surely have been on guard, and still is, from the potential interventions of Celestia themselves, the Shades. After all, let's not forget, the Tsaritsa's not exactly sitting here doing fucking covert operations, she's just stealing gnosises in broad daylight, and, well, the Shades not only know about this, but they laugh at the Tsaritsa's power. And they've said it's time they take action within the framework of the rules.
Ah, yes. He's an old acquaintance of mine. I'm sure that working for the Tsaritsa has helped him let go of his past obsessions.
The Cryo-Archon. With her paltry powers, she dares set her gaze on the heavenly principles. For lack of a direct order, I say it's time we intervened. Of course, to the extent permitted by the rules.
Surely, she and the nation do not just sit here and reason that all the violating of the rules they're doing and the stealing of the no-seas that the Shades, at the very least, would do nothing, you know. Putting aside the mystery of how everyone seemingly knows the heavenly principles are asleep, I mean, what did they fucking announce bedtime? By what metric do they reason the Shades would not intervene at all under any circumstances? Well, obviously they're not intervening due to the nature of the rules, but how the fuck would they know down on the Earth? What kind of bullshit is this? How would they know the Shades are so tightly bound by these rules when, you know, the mortal world should have no way of knowing the fucking interpersonal dynamics of the heavens? Either the Tsaritsa is the most degenerate gambler to ever lived, and she just, you know, went with this plan on a fucking whim, or, you know, let's give her some credit, and maybe I'm giving her too much in this regard. You know, she put in place some countermeasures to prevent such an intervention via the anti-celestial warding device, targeting beings from Celestia, which would include Paimon, maybe. Not because it's confirmed she's from Celestia or anything, but, you know, it's been heavily hinted at, you know, from her design matching celestial motifs to the string in the, you know, sky comment from that one little thing in Fontaine. It's been a while. I don't remember what the fuck those things are called, but, you know, the little small thing. It's all but, you know, a confirmed open secret at this point. She's some connection to the heavens at the very least. Now, as for how the Tsaritsa and Fatui would know how to ward off celestial beings, blue's clues. You know, maybe all that staring Piero does at Renova in his free time is really paying off, and he was able to look deeper and glean some truth about the constitution of celestial beings, or the Fatui just found a way. Do we know when the Tsaritsa became Archon? I think it was after the Cataclysm. Damn, I was gonna say maybe she, you know, maybe one day on a meeting to Celestia, a firm handshake with Renova, just swiped up a bit of DNA and said, I might need this one day, but, no, I don't think that's the case. Either way, I think, probably when we get to Snezhnaya, we see Paimon isn't going to be doing so hot, we realize why, we request an immediate meeting with the Tsaritsa to drop the racism device targeting only a specific group of people. Tsaritsa says, okay, the Shades go finally, and then she immediately jump by all the Shades, dies, and the game ends. So, you know, maybe it's something like that. Or the scene is meaningless and Paimon just has a cold or something like that. Oh, Russian winter. Ask Napoleon how he feels about them. History joke. Wouldn't be the first time this bait-and-ass company used bait on a teaser trailer. Just look at that fucking Captain Mawika incident, right? Or nothing came of that, so it could be nothing comes of this. Now, I know later in the trailer the Traveler says something like, oh, you know, gotta get back to Paimon, but I don't think that means she was kidnapped as much as like, oh, you know, he left her in whatever this fucking apartment is, because, you know, we had to go out and play fucking Call of Duty, I guess. Still, gun in my head, it's about that time, folks. You know, the end game is near, so I think Paimon falling ill is due to her celestial ties. In what manner is that gonna manifest? Folks, we'll see.